Happy?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm very happy. Oh, thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Stay for breakfast. The hotel chef makes an acceptable omelet. The juice is fresh. Coffee's passable.
I'm sorry. I'm already late. I have to get a swim in before class.
Maybe next time. There won't be a next time. How sad. I'm going to miss you. Are you going to miss me?
What do you think?
I think that I'm going to miss you more than you miss me.
How's the water?
What's the word, Cass?
Victim's name was Mark Ripley. Swimmer on the university team, athletic scholarship, no immediate family, no close friends, except for his roommate.
Nope. No, I meant any luck scrounging a date for the commissioner's dinner Friday night. I mean, the way you were ogling that guy, I figured you must have been doing more than taking a statement.
Men ogle, women observe.
And the difference would be?
Observation requires discrimination. Ogling, all it needs is testosterone.
Yeah, well, the swimmer's it's not real muscle anyway, it's show muscle.
Well, it shows well. Michelangelo's sculpture of David comes to mind.
I'll get one of those guys in a football field. We'll see how hard a tackle he can take.
Uh-huh. What did he say?
He said he's not free Friday night. This kid took a slug in the right eye.
Judging from the entry wound, the bullet came from above.
You're somebody who's just taking pot shots at pigeons? Our guy got unlucky?
Big time unlucky.
Thanks. Should put some uniforms out in the neighborhood, see if anybody heard any gunshots.
Why is it random violence never takes down the guy who deserves it? According to Ripley's teammates, he was a genuinely nice guy. Last of the breed.
Who kept a tuxedo in his gym bag?
Not to mention $1,000 cash.
Ah, this reminds me of our dorm room.
You had your side of the bedroom, I had mine. So I gotta admit, As a compulsive neat freak, this kid Ripley's got you beat.
No personal photos on this side of the room. No notepads, no textbooks in the desk, no clothes in the closet except for some out-of-season winter gear. There's cobwebs under the pillows. You know, I don't care what the university says. Ripley hasn't slept here in months.
Then where does he live, and why is he carrying all that cash around with him?
Maybe his roommate can tell us.
I'll have to find him first. Kevin Swift. The dorm monitor says he left early this morning. Nobody knows where.
No, I'm sure your brother is a great guy. It's just that I have this policy, and, well, I would never date a guy whose conversation included the word giddy up. Yeah, that's a firm policy. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm sorry. Thank you for thinking of me. Okay? Bye. Do you understand the words personal time?
I understand them. I don't agree with them, but I understand them.
You know, every once in a while you do something that reminds me of why I had to keep my gun locked up while we were married.
Okay, you're right, okay? I'm sorry. I just don't understand why a woman who looks like you is having trouble finding a guy to take her to a stupid rubber chicken dinner.
Has a woman ever asked you out?
Of course.
And when she did, what was the first thing that popped into your mind? I mean, did you think anything was going to happen that night?
Cassie, not all men think the way you think they do.
Mm.
Okay, well, maybe they do.
And then it wouldn't be too much to ask for someone who had a set of cultural reference points that extended beyond the collective works of Jim Carrey.
I like Dumb and Dumber. You know what your problem is?
Oh, that I couldn't tell which character was which in Dumb and Dumber?
You're too picky. You know what's gonna happen? Friday night's gonna roll around, and you're not gonna have a date for that dinner. You gotta lower your standards.
How low?
So, any new progress on the swimming pool shooting?
No, we're trying to locate his roommate. We've got his address book. We're calling his friends to see if any one of them knows where he is.
Huh. Ask the right question, and you'll get the right answer. Principle number 6, perfect empowerment. See that? You're working the program already. Keep it up. Keep it up.
The 8 principles of perfect empowerment. What is this?
It's the management seminar sponsored by the Police League last weekend. New thinking for a new century. Okay, where'd you stop? The O's?
Oliver, Leo. Oh, something else. The ballistics report on that slug said it was a .223 fired from a handgun.
Not your everyday ammo. Who uses that kind of firepower?
Not some street punk playing pop gun. That slug was fired by a sports marksman, military, professional killer.
There's no more O's. No P's, no Q's.
What?
Why is Mark Ripley in Kevin's phone book? They're roommates. Why would they have a different number?
Hi, this is Mark. I'm probably out taking a swim. So leave a message at the beep, and I'll get back to you.
Hi, Sergeant St. John, Palm Beach PD, badge number 37821. I need an address on a phone number.
Sergeants Ryan and St. John, Palm Beach PD.
Can you get back in 10 minutes?
Cheaper than renting a video.
Are you Brenda, the manager?
Is there any way this can wait?
We're here to talk about Mark Ripley's one of your tenants.
There's no one here by that name.
We traced a phone number used by Ripley for this condominium apartment in this complex, J4.
That's Donnie. Donnie Travis, apartment J4. Nice guy, great swimmer. great body.
Great.
Yeah, original oil.
Well, this must have cost at least $1,000. You played college ball. How does a student on an athletic scholarship afford an apartment like this? Tailored tuxedos, $1,000 walk-around money. Alumni cash under the table?
Not likely. Money usually goes to a football hero. Somebody the school needs to win a national championship, not a swimmer. Not even in an Olympic year. No, this money came from somewhere else. What do you got?
Ripley's appointment book. Alan Andrews and Associates, distinguished escorts for all occasions.
Intelligent, charming, discreet companions.
Available to service every need of today's busy professional woman.
Well, now we know where Mark Ripley got his money. He was a high-priced hooker.
I ran a check on Alan Andrews and Associates. It's a state-licensed escort agency owned by Kipling Industries. It's a holding company for half a dozen different businesses. It's a dry cleaners, a restaurant, a video store franchise, a yogurt shop, a diaper service.
Also the apartment complex Mark Ripley lived in.
It's all apparently legit.
Except for Hooker Central.
We don't know that. Sometimes an escort is just an escort.
A closed mind is like a closed door. It leads nowhere until it's open. Keep an open mind, Thomas. So, anybody for coffee?
Sure. Distinguished escorts for all occasions, intelligent, charming, discreet companions, available to service every need. What do you figure they mean by every need?
So what you're saying is when a woman asks a man to take her somewhere, what she really wants is sex, right?
At $200 an hour?
What else? Yeah, Cassie?
Thank you. Well, take a look at my Aunt Sandy. She's 57 years old. Her husband dies of a heart attack. She spends 2 years mourning. She's trying to put her life back together. She gets an invitation to go to her high school reunion. She wants to go, but all of her male friends are married.
I wasn't talking about your aunt.
She calls a service. The guy comes over. He brings flowers. They dance. They talk. It's a wonderful evening. And it's worth every dime of $200 an hour. And not one bit of it involves sex.
You're right. Until we know what these people are really selling, we shouldn't assume it's sex.
Excellent point, Tom. Assuming is presuming.
Appointments, hotels, restaurants, hotels, restaurants, hotels, restaurants, hotels. I'll tell you, this kid Mark liked to sleep and eat out a lot.
None of those appointments have last names attached. Okay, let's assume for the moment that one of the women Mark escorted was somehow connected with his murder.
Assuming is presuming. I'm with you, but it's a good place to start.
Well, how are we going to identify a suspect when all we have is the first name?
We need a master client list. Figure this. This kid had a regular lunch every Tuesday at a dump called the Spanish Kitchen.
So?
Back when I worked at the 109, my partner Sid used to take me there 2-3 times a week. He loved the place. I'm still getting over the acid God it gave me.
Point being?
Point being that a place like the Spanish Kitchen should not be in the same appointment book with the Stouffer Resort, Meridian, and
What?
the Greystoke. The Greystoke. Do you remember this place? Where we spent our 2-month anniversary?
Kinda, sorta.
You don't remember this? Remember that room we had with the nice little sitting area, the coffee table, the fresh cut flowers, the intercoastal breeze blowing in? I can't believe you don't remember this.
No, I remember the weekend. I just don't remember the hotel room.
Let me get this straight. You can remember the ballistics report on every case you've ever worked on, but you can't remember a beautiful, romantic hotel room where we spent our 2-month anniversary.
I just, no. Wait a second. Is that when we were lying in bed and the TV was on? You were flicking through the channels, episode of Cops comes on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and, it's when they were in Kansas City and they arrested this drunk guy who tried to rob a 7-Eleven with an empty can of Schlitz. See, I remember. I'll bet Ripley had an appointment at the Greystoke the night before he died.
Here it is. Where are you going?
To get Mark Ripley's client, Liz from Allen Andrews. You hit the Hotel Greystoke.
Yes, I do know him. His name's Donnie. I never knew his last name. How did you connect us?
You were seen dining in the hotel restaurant, dancing in the ballroom. The valet who parked his car said that he left yesterday morning at 6:10 a.m. You gave him $1,000 in this envelope. That's the hotel monogram.
So this envelope led you here. I see. And now the question you are asking, did I hire this young man for sex?
Did you?
That's the wrong question.
It's the right question.
Did I hire him? Yes. Did I hire him for sex? Well, what should a woman of a certain age do if she wants companionship on a business trip and has neither the time nor the inclination for a traditional affair? At this point, I want romance without the entanglements. Donnie understands that. He's a lovely boy. It's really a shame.
It's a shame.
He told me before he left that he was quitting the business. And I said it was a shame. He has a rare gift.
Did he say why he was quitting?
Just that he was getting enough money so he wouldn't have to work while he finished school.
Mrs. Travers, where were you yesterday morning at 7 a.m.?
I was right here, making a long-distance phone call to my husband in Boston. It's our anniversary.
His name's Mark Ripley.
I'm sorry, Detective. I don't mean to seem unfeeling, but I honestly don't remember him. The escort agency is high turnover. Kids come and go.
What were Mark's billings like?
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Ripley Mark. He worked here 8 months. He billed an average of 5 hours a week at $200 an hour. It's our top rate. We split that 50-50 with the employee.
And what's a client get for $200 an hour?
An introduction to a nice, presentable young man.
And that's it?
That's it. Miss St. John, when I buy a business, I look for one thing: high cash flow. Escort agencies, yogurt shops, video stores, they all have high cash flow. Do I care what flavor yogurt you eat? Not really.
Can I get a copy of his billing records?
Sure.
All this shows are transaction and numbers. Where are the client names?
We don't take names. Clients and escorts are referenced by a code number. Discretion is part of what our clients pay for.
This doesn't add up. 5 hours billed a week, 50% of $200 an hour. Ripley would have been making good money, but not nearly enough to support the lifestyle he was living.
Maybe he was moonlighting.
Thanks for your help.
In the end, it's family that matters. Not government, not politics, and especially not politicians. This state wants a governor who will embrace the values that make the family strong.
Well, is family the reason you let your husband manage your campaign?
Well, why don't you ask him?
Well, what about it, Mr. McElroy?
Running a campaign is no different than running a business. The same management skills are involved. The only difference is the product. In this case, it's my wife, which makes it easy, because she sells herself.
If I'm elected governor...
When you become governor?
Barry will be an unofficial but key advisor for me to rely upon. Excuse me, I have a call I need to take.
Certainly.
Laura McElroy.
Mrs. McElroy, my name is Ben Kipling. I was Mark Ripley's employer.
I don't think I know the name.
His work name was Donnie. I thought I should tell you the police are investigating his client list. Apparently, he was killed yesterday.
Well, now why are you telling me?
I'm a small businessman looking to grow larger. Maybe when you're governor, you could do something for me.
I appreciate your support.
So Mark Ripley worked for a high-priced escort agency with a wealthy, well-protected clientele.
Judging by his apartment, $10,000 cash he had on him the day he died, Ripley made a lot of money despite what the agency records show. And he spent more than he earned, according to his overdue bills in his apartment.
According to Marcine Travers, Ripley was ready to leave the business.
Because he thought he was going to receive a great deal of money the day he died. Enough to cover his debts, his bills, and that would leave him enough to live nicely till graduation.
Well, it wouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that Ripley was trying to blackmail one of his clients.
And the blackmailer decided it would be safer to silence Mark with a bullet than with cash. This was nice. Why did we stop doing this?
We got divorced, remember?
No, we stopped biking long before we got divorced. Even before we stopped talking. I've missed it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Mark Ripley was blackmailing one of his clients. That client killed him, agreed?
Makes sense to me. So how do we find a killer if we don't have any suspects? Ripley's appointment book didn't list clients' names, and the billing records that you have aren't complete.
Well, how do we know the records aren't complete?
For starters, that weekly thing that he had at the Spanish Kitchen doesn't have one matching entry in his billing record.
So, either Mark Ripley's boss was right and he was moonlighting off the agency books.
Or the agency had two sets of books. You remember that bookie operation that Vice busted last year just before the Super Bowl?
Uh-huh.
They were taking bets on charge cards and running them through a liquor store they had.
Kipling has a number of businesses he could run the charges through.
So if we get the credit card numbers, we can get the customers' names. What? Oh, no. No.
Thank you. Take a seat. Thank you. Take a seat. Thank you. Thank you. You haven't filled in your age.
Is that important?
Our clientele will tell you they prefer escorts who can hold their own on a dance floor and select the right wine to serve with veal. They'll say they want bright, capable, entertaining companions, men they can take to dinner and pretend are taking them instead. But the truth is, what they want most in an escort from Alan Andrews is a quality reserved to those of a certain age. And that quality is a tight young butt. Do you have a tight young butt, Mr. Ryan?
I don't know. Let's drop them and compare.
That's okay, I'll take your word for it. But we still need an age.
Say 22.
God loves an optimist.
Okay. We'll take a hypothetical situation. We're at dinner. We just finished the main course, and you realize that you've got something caught in your teeth. What do you do? No, this... Jake, this is a serious question. Jake! Oh, please. Marianne Carr? Is Sergeant St. John, Palm Beach Police? I was looking for Kevin Swift. I found your number in his phone book. You do? Where is he? You're kidding. Thanks.
22, huh?
My teenage years were stressful.
It shows. Says here you speak Celtic.
Aye. My parents were from the old country.
That's good. Ladies like that. when our guys know foreign language. How about sports? You play tennis?
Football.
Say tennis. Football just reminds them of their husbands. Okay. Deal is, we arrange the dates, split the fee 50-50. You keep the tips. Wardrobe, cosmetics, personal items, your responsibility. But if you use our men's store, you get a 10% employee discount. Strongly advised.
What kind of schedule?
2 nights midweek to start. If we get good reports from the clientele, we'll move you to the weekends. But with a butt like yours, I think you're going to stay a midweek garden party kind of guy. All right. Your code number is 98B-13.
98B-13, got it. When do I start?
Eager boy. Good. How's tonight? Client's name is Sarah, Hotel Carnaby, 7 p.m. sharp. Bring flowers. Roses are nice. Get them at our floral shop. 10% employee discount. Also strongly advised. For your escort fee, we take cash or plastic, Visa or MasterCard, no American Express. Roger will give you a bunch of slips and an imprinter on your way out.
Nah.
Is there something else?
What if she doesn't want a big charge to Alan Andrews on her credit card statement?
Hey, just tell her we charge it to a restaurant. Let her hubby think she's taking the ladies' club out to dinner.
Cafe Leone. Saw it downstairs in your directory.
You ask a lot of questions.
Occupational hazard. Palm Beach PD. You're under arrest for pandering. You have the right to remain silent, the right to an attorney. Flash paper. How 60s. Let's go. He's where?
According to his girlfriend, Kevin Swift is on a friend's sailboat halfway to Puerto Rico. Coast Guard's picking him up. And what do we have here? Restaurant and credit card receipts?
Kipling used this place to launder credit card charges to the escort agency. Mark Ripley's number's 97L.
Oh, look at this. This kid was billing $500 to $600 a night.
Look for big spenders. If he's blackmailing somebody, he's gonna pick a high roller.
And they're all high rollers. Does she do the news on Channel 10?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen her before at the courthouse. Her husband's next in line to the state Supreme Court.
Any one of these women are a prime target for blackmail.
Especially her. Mrs. McElroy? Sergeant Tom Ryan. This is Sergeant Cassandra St. John. We'd like to speak to you about Mark Ripley.
Who? Maybe you know him as Donnie, an escort at Alan Andrews. He was a male prostitute. You were one of his clients. We think he was blackmailing you.
If you ever repeat that in public, I'll sue both you personally and your department for slander.
Just once, I wish somebody would admit it when we got him nailed. Why can't they just say, oops, you got me? Instead of making us go through the whole story about how you were being blackmailed by a male prostitute. We know you were.
Really?
Credit card receipts show that you spend $1,000 a week at the Cafe Leone restaurant. That's a front for the agency Mark worked for.
Dates, times, they correspond with a regular appointment that Mark Ripley had at a dump called the Spanish Kitchen.
Never heard of the place.
That's because you were never there. Nobody at the kitchen has ever heard of Mark Ripley either.
But a clerk at a hotel nearby knew him. Mark Ripley and a woman rented a room in this hotel month to month. They paid cash in advance. That's where you met him. It's at the hotel, not at the Spanish Kitchen.
And this hotel desk clerk identified me as the woman with this man?
Showed him a picture of you. He said it could have been you.
I sense a butt dangling at the end of that sentence.
Well, that's because the woman always wore a scarf and sunglasses.
Meaning you can't connect us.
Yeah, we can. The kid's telephone records show that he called your campaign office 8 times last week.
Twice the day before he was killed.
And on the same day, somebody using your signature stamp authorized a $50,000 cash withdrawal from the Laura McElroy for Governor campaign fund. Purpose unlisted.
$50,000 makes a nice blackmail payment. Maybe you started wondering if Ripley thought 50 grand would be enough.
So now I'm a murderer. My, I sound ruthless. How am I supposed to have killed this man?
With a handgun. Shot from 200 yards away. It's a shot only a marksman could make.
Your biggest campaign supporter was the American Gun League. Not just because they liked your politics, but they loved the fact that you were a finalist for the American Handgun Marksmanship Award.
Let me understand this. Because I run up a large restaurant bill, wining and dining people for my campaign, that means I hired a male prostitute. Because some man makes stalker-style phone calls to my office, that means that he was blackmailing me. And because my campaign makes a fund transfer to pay for bus rental, that means that I was arranging a blackmail payment. And because I support the Second Amendment and have spent years honing my marksmanship, I murdered this man in order to be rid of him. Is that your theory in a nutshell?
Sweetheart, you'll be late for your speech.
In a minute, hon. When was this man killed?
Yesterday morning, a little after 7 a.m.
At 7 a.m. yesterday morning, I was on a privately chartered plane to a campaign rally in Tallahassee. If you don't believe me, you can ask anyone in the press pool. The liberal press loves to keep a close eye on me. Excuse me.
Check the airlines, we checked Amtrak.
But we didn't check the private planes. You believe her?
I believe she's got an alibi. I believe we're back to square one.
I believe I want to talk to the press pool.
The press office gave us a copy of her campaign schedule.
Hmm? And?
She was in Tallahassee when Ripley was shot.
So, her alibi holds up.
She could have hired someone to kill Ripley for her.
And replace one potential blackmailer with another? I don't think so. The alibi isn't important.
Juries usually think it is. When one door shuts, look for another one.
We did. And we found something weird. According to her press schedule, Laura McElroy canceled 2 days of campaign appearances last week.
2 days this close to an election? Political terms, that's high risk. Why would she do that?
Did you ask our press office?
They say she was in the Dominican Republic for an emergency meeting with the Pan American Sugar Board representing the state's sugar farmers as Florida's future governor, et cetera, et cetera.
Which doesn't make sense. There's got to be another reason.
You see how this works? Persistence powers progress. You persist, you progress. I am very proud of you. Hello, Captain Lipschitz. Yes. Well, thank you. I'll tell them right now. Bye-bye. Couple of Coast Guard officers just picked up Ripley's roommate, Kevin Swift.
Why'd you take off to Puerto Rico on your friend's sailboat?
Mark was supposed to go too. And we planned it for months. Then typical Mark, he calls and cancels at the last minute.
Kevin, you know what he did. You fronted for him. You told the university you were roommates. He hadn't lived with you for months.
Mark had to live in the dorm room to keep his scholarship. I covered for him, sure, but the rest. After the first couple times I told him what he was doing was nuts. We never talked about it.
Why'd he cancel his boat trip?
The usual. He was in love. He couldn't leave. He had to be near her. And the guy was a hopeless romantic.
In love with who?
Some woman he met at the agency. He wanted to marry her, but even though he said that she loved him too, there were problems. Like she probably already had a husband, knowing Mark's track record.
Did he tell you anything else?
That he was gonna leave the agency. And that he'd have all the money he needed to pay his bills and finish school because she was gonna help him. And that he was gonna get married, and next time she'd keep the baby. And they'd live happily ever after, blah, blah, blah.
What baby?
Mark's baby. She had a miscarriage, or so she said.
Excuse us.
Suppose it wasn't a miscarriage. Suppose it was an abortion.
From his family values, that's a motive with a capital M.
My friend in Santo Domingo confirms it. 8 days ago, while she was supposedly meeting with the Pan American Sugar Board, Laura McElroy checked into the Clinica del Santo Domingo, where she underwent a first trimester suction curettage.
She had an abortion.
Uh-huh.
It's her choice. But what wasn't her choice was to become pregnant from a male prostitute.
And for Mrs. Family Values to admit she exercised a woman's right to choose, it's better to just kill the guy than knocked her up.
It's kind of cold.
It gets real chilly. The guesser took her to the clinic and held her hand like a loving husband should.
Barry?
Mr. Laura McElroy himself.
Why would a man want to help a woman who betrayed him like Laura betrayed Barry McElroy?
Stay rich and get richer.
Meaning what?
Barry McElroy was personally financing her campaign. Why? Right question, right answer. Same reason that he helped her end her pregnancy.
Money.
Yes.
Laura would be the CEO of the state and handing out $80 billion worth of contracts.
You want her ear? Talk to Barry, he takes a little off the top, everybody's happy.
It works.
It works as long as Laura McElroy is elected governor.
Oh, one little tidbit of information. Where do you think Laura and Barry met? American Gun League convention. Barry's a marksman, too.
Mr. McElroy?
Yes.
You don't know me. My name is Kevin Swift. I told your aide I was Mark Ripley's roommate. I just finished talking to the police.
Is that supposed to mean something to me?
The thing is, Mark left something with me. And after talking to the police, I took a look at it. It's a medical report about your wife. The reason I'm calling is I think it's something the police might like to take a look at. But if you meet me in my dorm room in 1 hour, I'll sell it to you.
I have no idea what you're talking about, young man, but as a courtesy, I'll meet with you. 1 hour.
You should have let me give Mark the money. It was only $50,000.
We've already had this discussion. We decided you being governor was more important to both of us.
He loved me.
Too bad he wasn't more like me. If he was like me, we could have bought him off.
Got a date for the big dinner yet?
I'm working on it.
It's tomorrow night.
I know.
Want to get stuck without a date?
I won't.
People might talk.
I said I'm working on it. Now, what time do you have?
5 to 6. McElroy will be here any minute.
If he shows.
Oh, he'll be here. He's got too much to lose. You know, I have a tuxedo.
What?
I have a tuxedo.
You do not?
I do.
Why have I never seen it?
It's in storage with some of my furniture. Stuff that you wouldn't let me put in our house. Are you sure this glass thing is gonna work?
It'll work. Tom, relax.
I don't know. Maybe it's hopeless.
It's not hopeless. He'll show.
I meant this whole man-woman situation. You say you want one thing, we say we want another, and when some of us get a chance to have what we say we want, turns out it's not what we want after all.
Do you want to run that by me again?
Well, this escort thing. Women say that what they want from a man is kindness and understanding, but what women really want, when they can have what they want, is a tight, firm butt.
That's not fair.
Cass, guys are just as bad. I mean, some guys would do anything to have a job like Mark Ripley's. Being able to make love to hundreds of women, get paid for it, too. But all guys really want is just somebody to love. Who loves us back.
Tom. Do you want to do this commissioner dinners thing Friday night?
You really want me, don't you?
Oh, you are such a...
It's a joke. It's a joke. Have a sense of humor. Where's your sense of humor, Cass? Come on. I'll go with you. Give me a chance to take my tux out of storage.
Oh, I want to know all about this tux.
Just a tux. Tux.
Classic tux. Relax.
It's never easy with you, is it?
Nope, it's not supposed to be.
Tom, I got him. He's on the south side of 1st Street. Tom?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. Go. Go. I'll be right behind you.
Go! Okay. Freeze, police!
All units, move in.
Remind me never to get into a shootout with a champion marksman. Ugh.
Thank you, on behalf of all the little people who made this dress possible.
Sergeant St. John. Do you know what I just finished doing? I just finished talking to the chief, who was a little upset over some damage done to a pristine Buick with very low mileage. Said damage as a direct result of an unauthorized police stakeout. Notice the emphasis is on the word unauthorized. Why wasn't I told about this stakeout in advance?
He guides best to guides least. How about principle number 7, initiative, the golden tool of success?
How about the 0 principle? No more principles.
What do you think, Cass?
Oh, my God. It is that bad.
Mel Gibson wore one of these to the Academy Awards.
Yeah, well, Mel Gibson had a tight butt.